morning, the world starts quietly. One soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing. A spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. And this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, friends, and welcome to Kindness Rising. Happy Monday. Happy June 1st, a brand new month, a fresh calendar page, and new goals. Coffee, of course, keeping us going, and the same emotional support stress response. Today, we're talking about something a lot of us quietly have normalized, being available at all times. Always connected, always reachable, always just checking one more thing. Because on this day in 1980, CNN launched the world's first 24-hour cable news network, and apparently humanity loved this idea. I would love to feel vaguely alerted on point all the time. That one decision may have accidentally prepared us for constant incoming Slack notifications and other bips, blips, blops on our phones. Absolutely. Welcome in. Jess, first one in. Good morning, Jess. I am so happy that you have come back Monday morning. Hey, Jess, I thought about you over the weekend. What? You thought about me over the weekend? Yes, I did. I was looking at my little facts for the week coming up. And today is another historical fact. Maybe you know this. Historical fact, today is the anniversary of the ratification. Ratification, is that the right word? I don't know. Kentucky became a state today. Good morning, Sully. Sounds like the beginning of the informational age in the 1980. Yeah, absolutely the beginning of the information age. You know it, buddy. Welcome in. I'm adding the chat back in before we get started, though. I want to start with a small tribute to a person who quietly, good morning, Holroyd. He was the sidekick, right? The backup guy, the guy that not everybody noticed, but if he wasn't there, things wouldn't have been the same. Sending out a tribute this morning to a Gen X hero and legend. Do you guys know this guy? Joe Negri. Joe was a Mr. Rogers staple in our lives, right? You might recognize his face more than you recognize his name. Got a little bit of a John C. Reilly look to him, if you ask me. But hey, whatever. Joe Negri, 99 years old, just short of his 100th birthday. Just short of his 100th birthday. If you grew up Gen X, he probably entered your living room quietly, right? But what most people don't know about him is, yeah, he was the music shop guy. He was the handyman. He played all kinds of crazy characters on Mr. Rogers as the supporting guy. He was actually a jazz guitar virtuoso, longtime music educator. He was honored nationally, internationally, all that. Oh, just so you are aware, it is the anniversary of Kentucky. Absolutely. Roseanne Roof, good morning. Kathleen, I'm glad you're here. And I'm also glad you're here. GGGGGGG6498. Welcome in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we finish our small tribute to Handyman Negri. Oh my God. Handyman Negri for helping fix a little piece of the neighborhood. What did I just say? All right, moving on. Kindness spark. Let's get the spark going. That almost went. Oh boy. Glad you're all here for this, though. Helping me out. I've been thinking about this one Thinking about this one for a little bit, the pressure, not just for work, but everywhere, to be continuously operational, reply faster, post more, know everything, react immediately, stay visible, all those things. Leveraging synergies. Ooh, yes. Look, I get it. This morning show, creating content, building projects, chasing ideas. Some days it feels exciting, and other days it feels like my brain has about 17 browser tabs open while one of them is mysteriously playing this music. I don't know. I think a lot of people feel that right now because somewhere along the way, being busy stopped being a circumstance and became a personality trait, a status symbol, right? Human beings were not designed to emotionally process the entire world every minute, answering emails, pretending to understand Excel pivot tables, and wondering all the time about what's next, what's coming next. I wonder, though, if we have confused constant motion with meaningful progress. Remember, rest isn't laziness, it isn't failure, and it isn't weekends. Sometimes it's the kindest thing you can do is to fully log off, even briefly, even imperfectly. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The whole crew is here. We're going to get into our who's who. Why don't we go ahead? Kathleen, Sully, Jess, Roseanne, the rest of you out there who are going to subscribe to the channel, join me every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Here is your first clue in today's Who in the World. After I pull the music off. Clue number one. Clue number one. I had a deep FBI file. Cold War politics, famous friends, and public fascination tends to do that. A deep FBI file is our first clue. All right. Getting myself set back up here. All right. Help me, Rhonda. Interesting. Kathleen is interested. I am trying to get my. All right. I already teased it. Wait. That happened today. 46 years ago, CNN officially launched. Absolutely. And it's a big deal. It was a huge moment in media. 24-hour history or news. Excuse me. People genuinely questioning whether there was enough news on Earth to fill 24 hours a day. Isn't that cute? They found a way to do it. Today we can't microwave leftovers without getting 3 breaking news alerts, 2 text messages, and a notification reminding us that someone we vaguely knew in high school is settling mushroom coffee. Yep, CNN changed more than television, changed expectations, the feed that never closes, the updates that never stop, the ticker. Tick, tick, see that ticker on the bottom? The ticker keeps rolling, and eventually, I think we've all absorbed some of that energy. The inbox that never sleeps, the messages that keep coming, the chat bubble blinks at you like a tiny digital guilt machine. Yep, there it is. Get involved. Oh, you're missing out. FOMO. Not a lot of people feel like if they stop responding. Oh, let me try that again. People feel like if they stop responding for 15 minutes, society might collapse. Meanwhile, back in 1980, Tom Brokaw could literally disappear until the evening news, and everybody just kind of survived, right? Tom Brokaw in 1980. I don't know. Honestly, kind of iconic that you could show up just once a day, right? Once a day for half an hour, right? Technology itself isn't evil. Connection isn't bad, though. And innovation isn't bad. But your thought for today, your kindness thought for today is just because something can operate for 24 hours a day doesn't mean that you should have to too. Absolutely not. Good morning, Good morning. All right. Are we ready? Let's jump into next our kindness spotlight. Our kindness spotlight, as always. Boop, boop, ba-doo, boo. All right, there it is. The kindness spotlight dropping on Vital Voices Global Partnership today. Have you guys heard of Vital Voices Global Partnership? I'm trying to get the website up here. I thought I'd save it. I certainly did. Are you seeing it? No. Now you're seeing it. The Vital Voices Global Partnership. 8 former presidents, prime ministers. Whoa, what is going on? A lot is happening here. Investing in women who are taking on the world's greatest challenges. Visibility this is about visibility. Absolutely. Being seen, having influence, building a platform of visibility without agency. That's a completely different story. Vital Voices is a global organization dedicated to investing in women leaders who are driving change in business, government, human rights, entrepreneurship, and communities around the world. Absolutely. Their work helps provide mentorship, leadership development, funding connections, and networks that help turn ideas into impact. And this is the part I love. They're not focused on creating one kind of leader. They're helping people lead from their own lived experience, their own expertise, and their own voice. In a culture that often rewards image, noise, or fitting a certain mold, there is definitely something powerful about creating space for authentic leadership, which apparently and definitely the Vital Voices Global Partnership does. Absolutely. Vital Voices Global Partnership, because sometimes kindness looks like encouragement, sometimes it looks like opening doors, and sometimes it looks like helping someone discover that their voice belongs in the room. All right. Something else I love about that organization is it was begun by 2 women who I have met, one of whom is still with us, one of whom is not. Famous individuals from the Clinton administration, one of them being an actual Clinton or married into the Clinton family, Hillary Rodham Clinton, and the other being Madeleine Albright, former secretary. This is an organization that they started to help invest in women who are taking on the world's greatest challenges. We're at the iconic. All right. That is the Spotlight Anthem. Dun, 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 boom. All right. Thanks, everybody. Kindness Spotlight is always something that I like to lean into here on Kindness Rising. That's what we do. We lift up voices. We come here for a little positivity to get up and get after it with more high fives for humanity and to guess. We come here for a half an hour of guessing games. No, here's clue number 2. Clue number 2 in our little game. I'll go back. I'll review clue number 1. Remember, we're talking about someone who has a deep FBI file. Cold War politics, famous friends, and public fascinations might tend to do that. Absolutely. Here is clue number 2. I'm the original Legend of Zelda, using that name as my alias to avoid public and press intrusions. Legendary person who used the name Zelda to avoid public and press intrusions. Are we getting closer to the answer? Thought that was a fairly obscure clue, but maybe some of you out there know it. Hold on if you want to listen and hang out for some more. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, I hope everybody had an amazing weekend this weekend. We're getting back up and getting after it. We had quite a wild weekend here at my house and my neighborhood and my world. Didn't talk about it last weekend, but we were preparing and had about 60 people so on Saturday afternoon and evening into the morning. I believe the final guest left at about 2 a.m. We had what my child is calling her GPW, graduation party weekend, and we did party. We celebrated, and it was amazing to do that for my kid, with the friends and the family, the village that helped get her to her bachelor's degree. We had an absolute blast. The weather was a little iffy, to say the least, to get the day started. Then the sun came out, and the afternoon was beautiful. So that was definitely what dominated my weekend, for sure. And it was amazing. Wouldn't want to do it any other way. Oh, I like that. I'm just reading the comments. Yeah. We could ignore the world till we felt like listening to the answers. Like, nah, I come home, like, am I going to press the button or not? I remember that feeling. Am I going to press the button or not? Oh, is it blinking? Hoping it is or hoping it isn't, depending on what we were expecting in our life. Oh, is the phone blinking? Is it blinking? Did they call? Did they leave a message? Or did I get the job? Whatever it was. Thanks, Jess. Appreciate you. The great stuff. Yeah. It's not like that anymore. You have to actually make a strong conscious effort to avoid, and that's what we're doing here, to avoid that constant inundation of news, of breaking news, of the cycle of who said what, and all opinion driven, and that's just the same thing over and over again. To me, it's enough's enough. You have to stay informed, but that's why we exist. Absolutely, here at Kindness Rising. It's one of the reasons that the Mornings in the Lab network exists. Beyond just helping people to build their authority and have their shows, we exist as that place where people can go, particularly our friends in Gen X who want to come here and get the day started with a little bit of a different angle than rage bait and news and anger and all those things. Yeah, we still have good, stimulating conversation, hopefully, here on the network all morning long and getting longer for you. But yeah, that's for sure what we're all about. Absolutely. All right. So let's see what we got. Branding. You don't have to be omnipresent to be credible. I love that one. That's true. You don't have to be omnipresent to be credible. Constantly posting, always commenting, always reacting, always performing expertise. Sometimes you can just be there like we are here. Sometimes you can not be there. But because trust, it's not built through saturation, right? Through just over and over and over again, and meaninglessness, right? It's through consistency, through clarity, through authenticity and perspective, not just posting for the sake of posting. Sometimes the most powerful thing a creator or a leader or a professional can say is, I'll get back to you. I need a little time. I need time to think about that. I'll get back to you tomorrow. without apologizing for being a human, because your audience doesn't need a machine. They just need someone real enough to trust. Absolutely. And I hope that you have trusted that I will show up here at 7:30 a.m. and be real. And the rest of us on the Mornings in the Lab network will be here and be real with you and for you. So that's what we do. Boom. I agree, Jess. It is important to set boundaries and stick to our boundaries. The problem is with that, Jess, and I appreciate what you're saying, and maybe someday we'll actually have this conversation, is the brain. The brain wants it, man. The wants that dopamine hit. Wants it. You got to train yourself to not get after it, because there are times I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, what am I doing? Absolutely mindless. Yet somehow my brain is like, I like it. I want to be here. Right? So yeah. Let's keep the conversation going about that, about setting boundaries and availability, because that's what today's discussion episode. Is this an episode? I don't know. Sometimes I call it an episode. Sometimes I call it a show. I don't know. But that's what it's really about. Absolutely. Thanks, Jess. I do agree that it is up to us to set our boundaries and then be aware when we're allowing our boundaries to slip. Right? It's okay to go, whoa, I crossed that line that I didn't want to, but let's get it back on track, because it's so easy. It's so easy to let those things slip. Yep. All right. Are you ready for the final clue? Do you want the final clue? This is the real giveaway. Does anybody have a feeling that they know the answer based on the first two clues? You don't have to give your answer, but do you have a feeling you know the answer? Kind of worked hard to get clues that might give somebody who knows their stuff a clue, but also not make it so easy that everybody knows what I'm talking about, at least not till the final clue. Here's for the clue review. Who's got guesses? Jess has got ideas and guesses. A deep FBI file, Cold War politics, famous friends, and public fascinations tend to do that. I am the original Legend of Zelda, using that name as my alias to avoid public and press intrusions. And the last clue, other than the hidden clue that maybe was in my vertical thumbnail today, I hope somebody thinks I'm clever by doing what I did when they see the final clue. It was a very subtle final clue, or thumbnail clue, but connected. There it is. A stiff breeze from a subway grate and a white dress sealed my immortal icon status. Who in the world am I? Deep FBI file, Legend of Zelda, who's jumping in with the answer, and the stiff breeze from a subway grate and a white dress. There it is. Norma Jean, Kathleen. You got it before the clue? You got it before the final clue? The final clue always being sort of the giveaway. Goodbye, Norma Jean. I had a deep FBI file. Yeah, she sure did have a deep FBI file, and I'm sure of it. Legend of Zelda. I thought that was a cute little thing. She used the alias Zelda Zonk. Zelda Zonks, Zoinks, something like that. The FBI file right off the bat. Kathleen, you're like clairvoyant. I thought there's so many people with FBI files. How could you get it just from an FBI file? I don't understand. There must be thousands of people, but okay. I love it, Kathleen. Legend of Zelda. That was a cool. You are clairvoyant. Okay. Cool. I had a sense you might be. And then of course that famous famous image of her standing above the subway grate with the white dress, and then pink. Gentlemen prefer blondes, or diamonds are a girl's best friend. I don't remember which, the pink gloves, and the connections to own our own growing up, at least my growing up. Absolutely. She died in 1962. Did you guys know that? 10 years before I was born. Yep. But somehow in the mid 80s, her posters were still plastered all over my bedroom walls. I definitely had a teenage fascination with her story, the glamour, the mystery, the contradiction. And I think it was triggered by Madonna, who was absolutely one of my obsessions as a kid. Probably my first, awakening obsession as a kid of, whoa, something's going on here. I feel a tingle. Absolutely. Right. But anyway, that was just being ridiculous. Madonna, Marilyn Monroe, she reinvented her imagery, and that's what an icon does, right? People take that imagery and do it over and over again. Yeah. The stories we project onto people are often more simpler than the lives they actually lived, though. Tough stuff for Norma Jean. Do you know she was discovered because she had her picture taken for a promotional shoot inside of a munitions factory during World War II? First public photos, those that she was discovered. The redhead Norma Jean, before the blonde, absolutely was out there building munitions for our troops in World War II. I thought that was kind of cool. Interesting little tidbit about Norma Jean as well. All right. Well, we are winding down. I can't believe it. We did it. I got to get to my compass, though. Of course. The last thing, or one of the things we have to do. This is the Kindness Compass. 5 ways to interrupt your always-on culture this week. Schedule a stopping point, not just a start time, but a finish line. Work expands forever if you let it. Schedule that stopping point. Try one notification-free hour. Just do it. Put it down. Your nervous system might go, okay, wait a second. Nope. But then we'll feel the relief. Define good enough. Perfection is often procrastination wearing business casual. I like that. When does perfection become the enemy of good enough so that you can move on? Protect your thinking time. Constant reaction is not strategy. Sometimes clarity requires silence. I know I do my sitting, my meditating, whatever you want to call it. Not necessarily transcendental meditation, but my quiet time to just reset my brain. And lastly, just ask yourself, this is your self-awareness. Am I being productive or just perpetually available? Those are 2 very different things. Those are your 5 ways to interrupt your always-on culture this week. All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining me. This whole crew: Jess, Kathleen, Sully, Keith, Roseanne, the whole crew, Holroyd. Appreciate you, and everybody else who's out there who didn't chime in on the chat. But make sure you do. Chime in on that chat. Say hello to us. Say good morning. Like and subscribe to the channel. Absolutely. And get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends right after this. CNN taught the world that information could flow nonstop, but maybe June 2026 is a good moment to remember something important. Your value is not measured by how reachable you are. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to unplug, to think before reacting, to exist outside of your feed. Yep, Marilyn Monroe, a woman the world constantly looked at without always truly seeing. That feels weirdly relevant right now too. Absolutely. You don't want to be that constantly looked at without being truly seen. So thanks for starting your morning with us here on Kindness Rising, where we are all truly seen and appreciated. Come on back tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Until then, stay uncommon and stay kind.